Alright, what do you got going over here?
I don't know if this is grease or if this is rubber.
Which one is it? Looks like rubber to me, but put your
I
finger on it.
think it may be grease.
That's grease.
A lot of that in here.
There's what that grease does when it gets into the oil filter.
A lot of it in there.
Remember what I told you it was going to do?
Yeah. So there's a lot of grease there, I'll tell you that.
Got some grease.
Mm-hmm.
So what brand filter is this?
This is a Wix, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Wix. What kind of Wix? I don't know. It's got 51275. There's your filter cutter. Cuts it right off cleanly.
Spend $25,000 on a motor from Rare Morrison, you get one of those with the motor.
They give you a free one? They can afford a $50 tool?
That and a valve adjusting tool.
Maybe they figure you'll need it.
Okay, well normally I cut the paper out of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see any metal in here at all.
Wouldn't think there'd be any metal.
That's a good thing.
I was thinking there'd be some grease and maybe a little rubber here and there, but definitely a lot of grease.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of grease in there.
Now, remember how you said the filter was full one night before? It never was? Might be because it's getting kind of plugged up.
Oh. Yeah?
Possibly.
A lot of grease. Should I cut the paper out of it?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Also, it's been making more and more of a mess on the ground. I figure it's just the lifter block is puking its guts out going down here because they keep taking it in and out so many times. But when your oil filter gets plugged up, it starts blowing out the engine breather too. So
yep.
Get a little bit of that also. So the last 2 days has been apart about 1,000,000 times, and it's still it's getting worse. It's definitely got a solid lifter knock now that won't go away. So last night off the video, because I got tired of videotaping the same thing over and over and over, was we have this valve is solid, that one's solid, this one's solid, and this one goes up and down, which means it doesn't work. And that's the one that took over an hour for it to pump, to bleed down so we can turn the motor over. And it still wasn't bled down all the way. I just got tired of waiting. So I don't know if you can see it, but pushrod is going up and down, see?
Right now?
Trying to get it where it's showing the camera. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's going up and down. It's hard to tell. Damn it.
Yeah, but then again, it knocks from the first get-go.
It don't go up and down a lot, but it does go up and down, which means it's not pumped up all the way. I mean, it's not pumping up all the way, and that thing was full of oil, so we know it had oil in it. Everybody's saying the valve spring tension's too stiff. Well, you know what? 3 of the valves are fine. It's only one that's bad. And I've run those springs before, so it's not like the first set. So, what is the problem?
It's getting worse.
I don't know. So the only thing they could do is pull the block back out. We'll see if there's some kind of restriction to that lifter. So that has to feed through the other lifter to get to that lifter. Obviously the inner one's got oil, so I don't know why the outer one wouldn't have oil, but I can't believe there'd be anything restricting it. But,
I thought I said lifter blocks with me.
yeah.
We need to replace them.
Are they
I
black?
I don't see why, no. I don't care about that part.
I do.
I do.
So, hey, we're gonna go ahead and pull this block out and take a look at it and
See what we see.
see what we see. Yeah, I've already had the lifter part twice, so it all looks fine inside the lifter. Did you bring that vacuum checker tool?
No,
Okay, we're gonna vacuum test it too, so we brought a tool for checking that. All right, we'll be back. All right, we're back. Okay, we just did a quickie test. So what I did was I took this push rod, I took out all the clearance that was in the push rod to 0, and then I locked the nut down. So it went down another full turn. So we start up, it wouldn't hardly make any noise at all with a shocker. No movement for it to move.
Puking oil out anywhere?
So you got this thing here you're going to put in your head, and you're going to listen to all 4 rocker arms
Okay.
on this side and that side.
Just the arms, not the push rods?
Just listen, all the 4 arms up high,
Right.
then do the other side real quick, then come down here down here by the lifters and kind of see where the noise is,
Right.
and see if you can figure it out. So go crank it up, see what we get again. Down the lifter block. Down there. Better hurry up, it's going to start burning pretty soon.
I didn't really think it was the top of the back.
I'm getting hot. It's starting to clatter louder because the hydraulic is not moving. It's getting louder back here, isn't it? It's getting louder, isn't it? Up, so it's getting louder. So which one's getting louder?
I'm going to start taking a little bit. Intake. I'll give it a noise here.
Check the rear ones again.
Huh?
Check the rear ones again. Getting noise to be louder right now.
Let's talk about the same.
I can hear the knock getting louder. Which one is it?
Ain't that backwards too.
Yeah, well now it's knocking pretty heavy. Be quick, that ram's getting hot. Okay.
I like that rear one, the noise is fun.
Shut the
There's
ignition.
a lot of other noises too.
Shut the ignition off. Should always shut off that ignition when possible. As it's warming up, it's making more and more knock because cylinders are growing.
Yeah.
Because that's a solid lifter right now. That bottomed out. It had
I still
zero,
don't see why that.
had zero lash. So
That's how it should be.
it was nice and quiet for a little while.
Nothing like it was yesterday though.
That's because I took a full turn of clearance out of it. That's 30-something thou of hammering going on there. At least. It might loosen up more too after it ran, I'm not sure. Well, I'm probably it's loosened up some, but I don't know how much. So it's definitely lifter's, the lifter's not pumping up like it should. It's definitely not working. But it's definitely not a valve train issue, it's in the lifter.
It's not ticking like it was yesterday though.
That's because I took all the gap out, Joe.
Right, so is that not a fix?
No, that's not a fix. You can't run it at zero. As it warms up, it's going to come back because the cylinders are growing. It's the difference between a solid lifter motor and a hydraulic lifter motor. Now we can make them all hydraulic, all solid by doing that, but you run a risk of not starting the motor one day when the valves are off the seat. So you have to adjust it like a solid lifter motor, which we can do. This obviously can be done. But right now, the rear one there is the one that's the problem. So that knocking noise you're hearing is going to get louder and louder and louder, and that's what it's going to sound like if it's solid.
And leaking oil still?
I don't know.
Not like it was yesterday.
I think it just had oil residue from me constantly pouring it on and off.
It's wet, but not blowing like it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was all wet all the way across yesterday. Today it's not doing that, so. All right, I don't know. We're going to think about this and see what we come up with here. I think I'll go ahead and pull it apart anyway. I'll let it cool off a few minutes. Exhaust pipe might be warm.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Fortunately, no cover on it right now either.
it was kind of smoking that rag when I put it right on it. All right, we'll be back.